Preface: how this book was written and why. 35 years ago, I was one of the unhappiest lads in New York. I was selling motor truck for living. I didn't know what made a motor truck run. That was not all. I didn't want to know. I despised my job. I despised living in a cheap furnished room on a West 56th Street, a room infested with a cockroach. I still remember that I had a bunch of neckties hanging on the wall, and when I reached out of the morning to get a fresh necktie, the cockroaches scattered in all directions. I despised having to eat in a cheap, dirty restaurant that were also probably infested with cockroaches. I came home to my lonely room each night with a sick headache, a headache bred and fed by disappointment, worry, bitterness, and the rebellion. I was rebellion because the dream I had nourished back in my college day had turned into a nightmare. Was this life? Was this a vital adventure to which I had looked forward so eagerly? Was this all life would ever mean to me, working at a job I despised, living with the cockroaches, eating vile food and with no hope for the future? I longed for leisure to read and to write the book I had dreamed of writing back in my college days. I knew I had everything to gain and nothing to lose by giving up the job I despised. I was not interested in making a lot of money, but I was interested in making a lot of living. In short, I had come to Rubicon, to that moment of decision which faces most young people when they start out in the life. So I made my decision, and that decision completely altered my future. It has made the last 35 years happy and rewarding beyond my most utopian aspiration. My decision was this: I would give up the work I loathed, and since I had spent 4 years studying in the state teacher college at Warrensburg, Missouri, preparing to teach, I would make a living teaching adult classes in night school. Then I would have my days free to read books, prepare lecture, write a novel and short stories. I wanted to live to write and write to live. Okay. What subjects should I teach to adults at a night? As I looked back and evaluated my own college training, I saw that the training and experience I had had in public speaking had been the more practical value to me in businesses and in life than everything else I had studied in college all put together. Why? Because it had wiped out my timidity and lack of confidence and give me a courage and assurance to deal with people. It had also made clear that leadership usually gravitates to the man who can get up and say what he thinks. I applied for the position teaching public speaking in the night extension courses both at Columbia University and Newark University. But these universities decided that decided they could struggle along somehow with my help. I was disappointed then, but I now thank God that they did turn me down because I started teaching in YMCA night school where I had to show concrete results and show them quickly. What a challenge that was. These adults didn't come to my classes because they wanted college credit or social prestige. They came for one reason only. They wanted to solve their problem. They wanted to be able to stand up on their own feet and say a few words at a business meeting without fainting from a fright. Salesmen wanted to be able to call on a top customer without having to walk around the block 3 times to get up courage. They wanted to develop poise and self-confidence. They wanted to get ahead in a business. They wanted to have more money for their families, and since they were paying their tuition on the installment basis and they supported paying and they stopped paying if they didn't get result, and since I was being paid not a salary but a percentage of the profit, I had to practical if I wanted to eat. I felt I felt at this time that I was teaching under a handicap, but I realize now that I was getting priceless training. I had to motivate my students. I had to help them to solve their problem. I had to make each session so inspiring that they wanted to continue coming.